And for more reaction, we're joined by Republican Senator from Montana and member of the Senate Finance, Banking, and Energy and Natural Resources Committee, Steve Daines. Senator, thank you so much for being here on this Saturday. You tweeted when this decision came out, "Life won today." I'd like to move forward now. Let's look at that map once again of the states that have banned abortion already or have current legislative efforts underway. Your state highlighted there in brown. Can you tell us what's the expectation to happen in Montana?
Well, we have a pro-life governor, thankfully, in Montana. We have a pro-life legislature, and they'll continue to be working on policies that will protect the lives of the unborn. But remember that there's so much misinformation at the moment that's coming from the mainstream media and the left that somehow abortions are banned because of this ruling. That's absolutely false. The court was very, very clear. It was a very thoughtful opinion that was written by Justice Alito. It simply says this: when you have a contentious issue like abortion, first they said it's not a constitutional right, so they got that corrected by overruling Roe and Casey. But they said this belongs to be debated with elected officials. That's where this debate should be. Up until yesterday, the United States has had the least restrictive abortion policies in the world. Only seven countries allow late-term abortions. One of those is the United States, but also North Korea and China.
Are you concerned at all politically, from a political standpoint, heading into the midterms? Democrats are saying that the answer to this will be turnout for them in the midterm elections. And before I get your answer, I'd like you to take a listen to what the president had to say.
We need to restore the protections of Roe as law of the land. We need to elect officials who will do that. This fall, Roe is on the ballot. Personal freedoms are on the ballot. The right to privacy, liberty, equality, they're all on the ballot.
Now, the polls have been telling us that the midterms are not going to look good for Democrats, but do you have any concern that this could give them a little wind at their backs?
Well, first of all, if you ask the American people what's most important to them at this moment for the election, they'll say there's three things: inflation, inflation, and inflation. It's the price of gas. It's the price of groceries. But let's not forget, over 70% of the American people want to see restrictions on late-term abortions. That's very clear. The most radical position on this issue is coming from the Democrats. They want to allow abortions up until the moment of birth. And the vast majority of the American people say, no, we should have protections for the unborn. So this is going to be an important issue in the election. Pro-life voters are very motivated as well. But the most important issue this fall is going to be inflation, the out-of-control border, and the economy.
And this morning, moving on to the gun legislation that the president signed this morning, can I get your reaction to that?
Yeah, well, first and foremost, we all agree we've got to stop the madness in this country, these mass murderers who are killing innocent children. The question is, what's the best way to do that? And I fully support continue increase the ability for schools to protect perimeters, to have school resource officers, to protect our children. There wasn't enough discussion, frankly, about what actually happened in Uvalde. Had the school resource officer performed his duty, that madman would have been stopped before he entered the school. So I support securing schools. I support the issues of mental health. I don't support more gun control because I committed to the people of Montana that I protect their Second Amendment rights, and I'll continue to do so. So I oppose that law, but we do need to do something here that actually increases school security in a significant way, as well as dealing with mental health.
Senator, I'd like to see if you can approach something that we hear a lot from the protesters and we hear a lot from Democrats. The accusation by many Democrats out there and many protesters is that if you are pro-life, how can you then also be pro-gun? In the most basic terms, that's the accusation, that somehow it's hypocritical. What's your answer to that?
Well, that's who I am. I'm pro-Second Amendment and I'm pro-life. And I'll tell you, when you think about the ability to protect innocent life, you take a look at why do police officers carry a weapon? Why? Because they are there to protect life. so many millions of American people now have personal protection with firearms to protect life. When you have mad people who are hell-bent in killing others, the best way to protect the innocent is to make sure you can neutralize somebody who has a gun and is seeking to harm others.
Senator Steve Daines from the great state of Montana, thank you so much. Happy Saturday to you.
Hey, Sean Hannity here. Hey, click here to subscribe to Fox News YouTube page and catch our hottest interviews and most compelling analysis. You will not get it anywhere else.